The notion that rocks, stones, and crystals might have healing properties or mystical powers is either met with wonder or wrath. For some they are merely hunks of something dead and inanimate, yet for others they are a living thing, whether still connected to or disconnected from Mother Earth. Many argue that crystal healing, or the influence of the power of stones, only works by the power of suggestion or the placebo effect, that the actual crystals and rocks of the earth have no beneficial powers at all. Such blanket dismissal is little more than blind ignorance, for the rocks of the earth have supplied us with substances used to promote well-being, not just in the past when some cures were quite frankly mad and even deadly, but also substances still used today in modern medicine. Iron and calcium, for example, are elements that come from the earth, either direct or via the plants we eat, that we need to sustain our health, while other substances like lithium have found uses as medication for chemical imbalances that affect mental health. That said, whether or not crystals and rocks can cure or heal ailments is a hot topic of debate, and rightly so. Rocks and the elements that they are made up of can also be toxic to humans, as can things that seep through them. Radon gas, which seeps through granite, uranium, and aluminium found in many crystals, and lead, also found in many crystals such as vanadinite, are all highly toxic. People have been adorning themselves with jewellery made from stones and shells for something like 75,000 years. The exact purpose behind this is not known absolutely, but there are many theories. Perhaps they were simply decoration to attract or keep a partner, or perhaps it was more symbolic and spiritual. It's possible that they thought that those stones had powers and could imbue their wearer with magical abilities. The ancient Egyptians made beads and tools from iron that had fallen to the earth as meteorites. This was deeply symbolic, for this sky iron was thought to have magico-religious significance, and indeed many items shaped from it were used for religious purposes, such as for the opening of the mouth ritual, performed so that a mummy could still breathe, talk, and even eat after its death. There are several ancient and medieval texts which discuss the alleged powers of crystals and stones. From ancient Egypt comes the infamous Ebers Papyrus, dated to around 1550 BC, which lists a myriad of magical formulas and remedies, some making use of gemstones and ochre clay from the earth. Some of the formulas are still actually in use today. The Vedas, the sacred Hindu texts that are over 5,000 years old, also discuss similar uses for crystals. Both Ayurvedic and Chinese medicine promote various crystals such as jade for health and emerald for luck. The medieval Sefer Gematria discusses some properties awarded to well-known gemstones such as emerald as being used for curing insomnia and increasing wealth, topaz for affairs of the heart, and sapphire, which is said to be able to cure just about everything. Even in the last century, during the First World War, crystals found use. Some soldiers carried gemstones or stones into war as good luck charms, and bloodstone, as well as sphagnum moss, was supposedly used in dire emergencies to staunch blood flowing from wounds. Don't try that at home. Stonehenge and other stone circles have long been associated with healing. It's not some New Age idea. It dates back almost 1,000 years. Geoffrey of Monmouth, writing in the 12th century, stated that the stones were used for healing in Ireland before Merlin had them brought to Britain. Although modern archaeologists have dismissed the more magical elements of the story, several current theories focus on Stonehenge as a centre for healing, perhaps as a kind of ancient spa. There's also evidence from other places of healing and fertility rituals associated with stone monuments. For example, children with rickets would be passed through the Hold Stone at Menant Hall in Cornwall in the UK in the hope of being cured. Talismans and amulets were, and frequently are, made of stones and crystals. Some lovely examples of the ancient Egyptian carved scarabs, the Jewish preserving stone, and the hold or hagstones of traditional witchcraft. Stones can also indicate status, as the giving and receiving of an engagement ring, usually set with a gemstone, implies. Modern jewellery really isn't that different from ancient amulets. They still have their charms in all sense of the word. We still have the idea of birthstones, stones which are thought to bring luck to people born in a particular month or under a particular star sign. The spiritual significance of rocks isn't just limited to particular standing stones or those small tumbled stones sold en masse in New Age stores. Massive rocks and even entire areas of land also have their own sacredness. The Enchanted Rock, a huge 260-hectare pink granite hill in Texas, was believed to have spiritual and magical powers by the nearby Apache and Comanche nations. In Australia, Uluru, the gigantic sandstone rock formation, is held sacred by the local Anangu people and has a wealth of legends associated with it. In Tibet, Mount Kailash, also known as Crystal Mountain, is considered sacred by no less than 4 different religions. The whole earth, its land formations such as mountains and valleys, and its substance such as the varied rocks found all over the world are, all in their own way, very sacred. It's down to us to rediscover, realise and respect this.